What we're going to be doing is we're going to be reacting to a video that I kind of seen in the algorithm, and I kind of just put it on the shelf. It involves YouTuber Melanie King. Now, those of you that don't know the history, I know exactly the full story about Melanie King that a lot of y'all may not even know about. Some YouTubers that have been around when Kevin Samuels was alive, you remember who this woman was, or should I say it. At the same time, there's something going on, and I want to talk about it. She had posted a video titled, "Please Pray for My Daughter. I Need Your Help." Now, before we begin this show, let me lay down the ground rules. Number one, um, I'm not ruled by my emotions. So when you listen to this particular broadcast, please don't get into your feelings. I'm sharing commentary and criticism about what I see as a pity play in order to make money. And this is something that I've seen on YouTube so many times. And it's really, really sad when people do this, where they use their own family members to make money. Now, before we get into the fullness of the message, let me talk about a few things before we begin. Okay. On Melanie King's YouTube platform, she posted this video 9 days ago. And keep in mind, I'm going to do a full live breakdown of her 57-minute video because, in my opinion, she's just storytelling, being overly dramatic in order to get the clicks, the views, and earn the money. And it's just sad that these YouTubers, man, they will do anything for $1. Anything. Even if someone in their family have some sort of illness, they would do anything to make $1. Now, the reason why this is bad is because this is not something new that is happening in her so-called daughter's life. According to her own words, this is something that happened from 2023. So why she's doing this now? Why is she talking about this now if it started in 2023? Because from 2023, she was focused on making videos, doing this. And just last month, her last couple of videos, she was talking about a particular virus cover up. And she was just keep talking about a particular virus. And she had that guy all over her thumbnail, the one that was responsible for giving the government all the information about the pandemic, which is kind of concerning to me because it could be a situation of possibly somebody taking that thing, if you know what I mean. So her last couple of videos was last month. So that means from last month all the way back, she want the public to believe that her daughter was extremely sick, suffering, and just going through it. But that's not what she was displaying last month. She was doing regular videos like nothing ever happened. Now, again, for those of you that don't know the history of Melanie King, in my opinion, listen to me very carefully. In my professional opinion as a content creator, Melanie King is not stable upstairs. She's not. I can see it on her countenance. I can see it the way she moves. Something's wrong. She overly dramatized this story to the point where I was like, she's a bad actress. And it's almost like she's trying to pivot over into storytelling and acting, but she's using her daughter, which is crazy. Um, it's just bad. She went into talking about her mom or grandmother dying or something along those lines. And I'm like, why are you telling us all of this stuff? We all have loved ones that die. My mama died of cancer, right? You don't see me online making sob stories. You don't see me setting up GoFundMe's. You don't see me doing all of that stuff in order to play on the emotion of the viewers. But this is what she did in her video. She went to talking about how this one died and that one died. And there's so much I got to talk about in this particular video here, guys, because when Kevin Samuels died, Melanie King was one of those people that was around him all the time. I don't trust Melanie King. I don't trust any of the YouTubers that have been around Kevin Samuels. And when I look at what is happening today, I don't want you as a viewer to get caught up in your emotions, right? And start feeling sorry for people. Because that's one of the biggest hustles on social media is I want the people to feel sorry for me. It's one thing when somebody is really sincerely dealing with something and you show empathy and concern. At the same time, when I look at this situation, it's sort of like an Erica Kirk type situation. Um, when I look at Erica Kirk after Charlie Kirk died, it was just something about Erica Kirk that didn't sit right with me. It was almost like if she knew he was going to die. There was no. I just didn't see a woman that was really concerned that she just lost her husband. You might see some tears here and there, but it wasn't consistent with the loss of someone that you love. I see the same characteristics in Melanie King. Um, Even someone made a comment about this on her page, quote, by somebody named Divine Intervention. Interesting username. They said, I'm getting Erica Kirk vibes from this chick. Not saying that she's making it up, but her storytelling seems a bit exaggerated. And she had all the body language and verbal sounds of crying, everything except actual tears. So, what would be the motivation? And they put a bunch of dollar signs. Melanie King, based on everything that I've seen thus far with this one video, possibly made over $200,000 in 9 days. And her title of her video is Please Pray for My Daughter. I need your help. Why would you title a video, Please Pray for My Daughter, but you set up a GoFundMe collecting thousands and thousands of dollars off the people? You should have titled your video, Please Give Me Your Money. I need your help, because we know those prayers are not working. And again, as you watch the live stream, guys, I need for you to use logic, common sense. Do not let your emotions get involved. Don't do that. That is how people get taken advantage of. What people love to do is tell you stuff like, please pray for my daughter. If all of those people are praying, why your daughter is not healed? That means that none of those prayers work. It's all BS. Do you understand me? People think that prayer is a magic wand, that if we're going through something, all we got to do is just get a group of people to start praying and miraculously your problems disappear. If that's the case, guys, I need for all of you guys to pray for my bills. Let's see if it get paid. Matter of fact, you should start your own prayer fund me and ask people to pray for all your bills. I want to see if your bills get paid by God, because it's not going to happen. If you don't work, if you don't grind, them bills is never getting paid. No matter how much prayer you pray, it's not getting done. What I see happening, in my opinion, is judgment. And a lot of times, people don't understand the magnitude of the problem or the kind of people that we're talking about. At the same time, what I'm seeing is judgment. Now, watch this. Where are all those YouTubers that was rocking with Kevin Samuels, right? How come they aren't being supportive of her right now? Where they at? Where's everybody? Where's all the YouTubers that collaborated with her in older videos? Where's all the people that talk with her? Where's Pearl? Remember, she was on the Pearl show. Where's MTR? Where's all these people? Where they at? How come they're not financially supporting her too? Melanie King have over 1 million plus subscribers. She was ranking in hundreds of thousands of views every month, bringing in, guys, watch this, bringing in $40,000 to $60,000 checks on YouTube every single month. But now she's cashing in off the people. I'm trying to figure out where the money go. If you ask people for prayer, why are you taking their money when you're already getting money? I don't get no views. I don't get no hundreds of thousands of views. Look at my channel. I make the best videos on YouTube. I don't even eat the way people think I'm eating. I'm struggling. I keep it real with the people. Real YouTubers that know the game, you know the game. These people are eating, and yet they begging. Imagine you getting hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views, making all this money monthly, and you set up a GoFundMe and raise, let me see how much. Let me check this GoFundMe. She set up a GoFundMe and raised $82,000. $82,000, guys. In 9 days. How many of you got paid $82,000 in 9 days? Let me read what the GoFundMe say. It says, support Melanie's family during medical crisis. Right? Now, it's so difficult to talk to people on social media about stuff like this because people get emotional. They start feeling sorry for everybody. And then what's so crazy about these kind of stories is this. A lot of people know it's a play, but they're afraid to touch it because they don't want people to think that they're a bad person. It's one thing when people go through things. It's another thing when people sensationalize their family situation on social media. Number one, Melanie King comes on YouTube with makeup, hair decked out, uh, filters, and then want to give us a story about a child. I'm not buying that. I think that's very, very horrible to do. I think there's some things you should just keep in house, because she said in her story that this began in 2023. So this is not new. So the fake crying, all of that type of stuff, I'm not buying that stuff. You know why? Because that happened in 2023. You understand? My mom died before the pandemic, a little bit before the pandemic, right? And it would look crazy for me to come on YouTube right now and make a video talking about my mom, talking about a whole story, and then set up a GoFundMe when that happened years ago. Those of you that don't know the history, Melanie King had a very successful family show on YouTube many years back, where her children, and her then husband were very successful on YouTube, racking in billions of views. Not because of her, but because of the children. Something happened in their family, and basically they went through a divorce. In my opinion, the man divorced her, the husband. And when that happened, Melanie King came on YouTube, and I have all of the proof because I talked about this on my channel. She came on YouTube crying hysterically about, what am I going to do to make money? Because what happened was YouTube, they shut down the platforms. It's almost like if the husband had total control over the YouTube channels and she didn't have no control. So there was something done within the court system. And they most likely gave the husband complete ownership because, in my opinion, he had the children. She would come on YouTube and do regular videos. You would never see the kids. You would never, I'm talking about, you would never hear children. You would never see children. It's like, where the kids at? But she would make you think that the kids were with her, but the kids were never there. So now, going back, she made a video where she was acting weird on camera, guys. I'm talking about, she was in a house, a big old house too. And she was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do for money? Oh my goodness. And then start this crying stuff. And, and that is when all the black male YouTubers flocked to go save her. She was not interested in the black sector of YouTube. She was not interested in the quote unquote manosphere. She was not into none of that stuff. She was over there with the white people doing that type of content. And I'm just keeping it real. I'm not making it a race issue. I'm just keeping it real. She was not affiliated with black content creators at all. So when the money train dried up, the divorce came in. She separated from her then husband. She had nowhere to go because she couldn't do children content no more. So she pivoted over into doing collaborations with other YouTubers that were smaller then. And she would go into the black sector of YouTube, and everybody was wondering who she is. And she would always say, yeah, my name is Melanie King. I got billions of views on YouTube. I got so much connections with YouTube and all this stuff, right? So everybody had her on their platform. She did a lot of collaborations with different people. And that's when Kevin Samuels came to his rise to fame. And Kevin kind of mixed mingled with her as well. And I already knew then it was going to be a problem because I never trusted her. It's something about her that I just never trust, because she would use her looks to lure men in. This is the same woman that was featured on MTR's platform, Media Tutorials and Reviews, where she was drunk on camera, flirting with him, and doing all of this type of stuff. And we all seen these videos. I'm trying to give you the history. So moving forward, she was seen in a lot of videos with Kevin Samuels and some other attorney on YouTube that I don't trust. I don't trust none of these people. And Kevin Samuels mysteriously dies. I'm here to tell you that karma is not playing. What I see when I listen to her video is judgment. And a lot of you are being taken advantage of because she's making a truckload of money off of playing the victim. And this is why I do content like this, because other YouTubers, they won't touch it. They won't touch the topic. And the irony of this is this. If you talk about it, she can always make the excuse of, see, look at him. My daughter's going through all of this stuff, and look at how he's talking about me and my family. And then you would look at me as a bad guy when all I'm doing is sharing my commentary and criticism. I feel that when you got situations like that in your family, you keep that in your family. You don't bring that on YouTube. You don't bring it on YouTube. When my mom passed away of cancer, I didn't even come on YouTube to tell nobody. While she was going through her cancer, literally dying, I never came on YouTube to tell none of y'all what was going on. I took a month off of YouTube when she passed away. I didn't come online to tell nobody nothing. I didn't start no GoFundMe's. I didn't do no fundraisers, nothing. I kept that in-house. When I see people come on YouTube to hustle when their family is going through stuff, it's a money grab, y'all. She raised up $82,000 in 9 days by making people get into their emotions. And not only did she raise the 82,000 on her YouTube video, people were donating thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And I'm like, didn't she ask for prayer? Why is everybody giving all this money? The biggest hustle on social media is just give people a sob story of death in the family, somebody sick, especially if you use a child. People just feel like they got to do what they got to do. And in the end, you really don't know what's going on. Because based on her story, this happens or started based on the year 2023. And I'm going to do a full breakdown of her storytelling video because I'm not buying it. Now, I'm not saying that what she's saying may not be true. I'm just saying the acting, the dramatization, being overly emotional, all of that is designed to trigger the feelings of people to give money. And that right there, in my opinion, is a scheme. And I don't like it. I don't like that one bit. I don't like when people use their kids or their loved ones who pass away as a means to monetize their situation. I don't understand that. Now watch this. Somebody says, "Ask and you shall receive," the Bible. I mean, if that's the case, give me $1,000. You want to give me $1,000? I just asked. Bible. You're not going to give me anything. You're not. You know why? Because I'm not feeding your emotions to make you feel sorry for me. So this is not about ask and you shall receive. And ask and you shall receive is asking God. Coming on social media to monetize your daughter's situation is nasty work. And the sad part about it is this hustle is so common on social media that people can't even see through it. When the brick lady, the so-called what's that woman? Um, is she Ethiopian? I'm not sure exactly what. Um, I know she's African. When that brick lady came online claiming that black men beat her up and hit her with a brick, the black community gave her over $50,000, and it was a total lie. Total lie. There has been many stories of people doing this where they over dramatize a situation in order to get the emotions of people, you know? And it really um it's just sad, man. It's just really, really sad. And I just don't like stuff like that, guys. I really don't. I don't like seeing people being manipulated. And then after you've given all your money and the truth comes out, then you feel stupid and you want to come back to my videos and say, yo, Ringo, you were right. I'm going to say, get the fuck out of here. When I was trying to warn you, when I was trying to tell you, you told me I was crazy. You told me I was a horrible person, that I should be feeling sorry for people. I don't care what's going on. You know why? It's not my family, not my business. Do you understand me? Keep your family business in-house. Don't come online to monetize your child's situation when it happened in 2023. Nothing just happened. We're talking about something from 2023. And she's monetizing it now. And people can't see that. So the GoFundMe goes as follows. It says, my name is Melanie. And my oldest daughter has been seriously ill, in and out of the hospital and the ER over the past month. But it's not the past month. That's a lie. Because she said it started in 2023. Do you understand? And she says, in and out of the ER for the past month. She was recently diagnosed with a neurological condition called FND, functional neurological disorder, which has changed everything for our family. She needs ongoing specialist care, and I've become her full-time caregiver. Where's her father? Do you see what I'm saying? How could you be her full-time caregiver, Melanie King, if you recently just had a child by another man in whom you got with? How could you be a full-time caregiver to your eldest daughter if you already have a baby to care for? Who's taking care of that child? See, I'm putting the puzzle together and none of this stuff is making sense. You cannot be a full-time caregiver if you have a child to care for. Because those of you who don't know, after her divorce, she got with some guy that's supposed to be into some fitness stuff or whatever, and end up getting pregnant. And yeah, had another child. That's right. So I'm trying to figure out, if you have a whole nother child and a whole nother man, where is that man? Where are all the men? Where is the biological father that she endured that divorce situation? Where is he? And where is the new man that she had the baby with recently? Where are these men? Because based on the YouTube channel, right? based on my observation of the YouTube channel, her views were low. Her views were low. Last month, she did a video, 26,000 views. The video before that, 15,000 views. Before that, 13,000 views. Before that, 31,000, 27,000, 27,000, 19,000. Now you have to understand, guys, to have a channel with 1 million subscribers, those are horrible, horrible numbers. The video that she posted 9 days ago about please pray for my daughter, I need your help. Guess how much views it got? Drum roll. 349,000 views. Do you see how tragedy, sickness, woe is me type content pull people in to watch? All those other videos didn't get those type of numbers. But for whatever reason, the video with the tragedy stuff, that got over 350,000 views in 9 days. And if you scroll through the video's comment section, all you see is a plethora of super thanks. $500, $200, $300, 400, 200, 100, 500, 200, 400, 300, 200, 500, 200, 300, and it just keep going down, 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 50, 50, 50, 50, 10, 20, 100, 500, 500, 500. I'm like, all these people just giving you all their money off of sympathy. So not only are you getting the YouTube check, but you're also getting the super thanks money and cash apps. Watch this, guys. Let me bring this receipt up because this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. When I look at this, guys, I see a hustle. I don't care what nobody say. Proof of that is in the video description. I took a screenshot of the video description just in case she edit it or delete it. All right? It says, please pray for my daughters and me. Thank you for any help you can send. Now, she said she wanted your prayers, but then she says, thank you for any help you can send. So it's really not about prayers. It's about give me your money. They use prayer as a point of contact to get to the wallet. I need your prayers. So it says, please pray for my daughters and me. Thank you for any help you can send. If you've been trying to donate and it didn't go through, thank you so much for trying. And I'm sorry. The donations came in so fast that Cash App and PayPal flagged my account because I don't use them often. So the easiest and most reliable way to help right now is through GoFundMe. Are you listening to this? The people were sending her so much money through Cash App and PayPal that she said they flagged her accounts. So not only is she getting the YouTube check, the YouTube super thanks money, but the GoFundMe money, the Cash App money, the PayPal money, she probably made over $300,000 in 9 days off this entire situation. That's a lot of money, guys. And she wants you to believe that all that money is going to some sort of medical whatever. Guys, we got to stop, man. We got to really stop getting involved in stuff like this, man. when people set up GoFundMe's and they talk about stuff in regarding children, you need documentation, guys. Like, seriously. Some of y'all be like, who cares? Stop pocket watching. Listen, if you want to be dumb, be dumb. But the way I see it is this. If somebody has a real life situation and they need financial support, they need to provide you with the documentation, the receipts, and everything else. And there should be somebody that oversee that money fund, that fundraiser, not them. That way, all money accumulated go towards the designated area. I don't know why people are not intelligent anymore, but it seems like people are just dumb today. Because when you set up a GoFundMe, it goes to their personal account. And you don't have no receipts that anything is real. It's like there's no documents. You don't see nothing. There's no videos. There's no medical proof. There's nothing. And you just buy it. Absolutely crazy, guys. Where's the father of the child? How come he's not on YouTube? How come the father of the child is not on YouTube saying, please pray for my daughter? Come on now. It don't make no sense, man. Melanie King been ranking in hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on YouTube and set up a GoFundMe, in my opinion, to hustle the people with a sob story. And see, even if her story about her daughter is real, I don't care. You know why? Because there's a lot of other families out there that are going through problems. And guess what? They don't got no support. So I'm not going to have this emotional thing going. Because if I'm going through something, nobody cares. Nobody cares. I could come online. Hey guys, I'm going through this. My family's struggling. Nobody supports. Nobody cares. But for some reason, when a woman comes online and she dresses up, decks herself out, it doesn't seem normal. If you are really going through something with a child, right? Why do you have time to put makeup on? Get your hair done, nails done, to come on camera to make it look like you're crying? Yeah, nobody cares what men go through. All you brothers know what I'm talking about. Nobody give a fuck about what I'm going through. I could be starving. I could be getting put out my house. I could be going homeless. I could come online. Hey guys, do you guys support me? Y'all be like, fuck you, Ringo. That's what us brothers go through. Nobody cares. I'm 49. I'm at the point where I already understand. Nobody cares, and nobody's going to literally try to save any of you brothers. You could be going through or whatever you're going through. Nobody cares. But all a woman got to do is look pretty on camera, get her hair done, cry a little bit, and everybody just starts sending all the money. And I'm trying to figure this out. Like, man, this is a real hustle, man. Because nobody cares about us men. But my goodness, where's the documentation, y'all? Y'all got to really peep what's really going on, man. If everybody is praying for her daughter, my question is this: why you need money if the people are praying? Because prayer is a gimmick. It really is, guys. Today's prayer that people do is not in line with the Bible. It's not. True prayer is preventative maintenance. Our Father which art in heaven, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as it is in heaven and on earth. Give us this daily bread, blah, 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 blah. You don't do that when you're going through tragedy. You don't pray to God when you're going through. You pray when everything is going good. That's when you pray. But prayer is not a genie in a bottle. Prayer is based on God's will. Do you understand? You can have a child and your child die and you were praying. Are you going to get mad at God now? Or should you say, you know what? I got to just accept that this is life. You know, things happen. Life is life. But to see a woman come on social media, cry a little bit, deck herself out, get $82,000 in one session, another $50,000 in another session, probably another $100,000 in YouTube money. I'm like, my goodness, this is a crazy hustle. I guess what us brothers really need is to find a woman that we can deck up, put on some makeup, make her look sad, and just make her go on camera and start crying. We could get rich. Because people are stupid. They believe anything they see with no documentation. And I'm not saying that her story is fake. What I'm saying is it's over dramatized. It's over dramatized. And people are quick to give money to people who already got money. That's crazy. It's like these people receiving $50,000 and $70,000 YouTube checks, and you still giving them money. Yet you got people out here that really going through it, and you don't send them not a dollar. You trying to figure out, well, how the hell that person surviving, and yet these people getting all these views on YouTube, making all this money, and you sending them more money. Stuff is crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. So let me go back to the GoFundMe. So it says that she was recently diagnosed with a neurological condition called FDN, functional neurological disorder, which has changed everything for our family. She needs ongoing specialist care, and I've become her full-time caregiver, making it impossible for me to work the way I need to. Sharing our story publicly was a big step, and the love and support we receive has been overwhelming. If you became the full-time caregiver, right? Why you just started to make this video, but a month ago you were just making videos every single day? So where was that caregiver stuff a month ago? A month ago she was making videos every day. All that caregiving stuff wasn't there. So where did it come from all of a sudden? It says, sharing our story publicly was a big step, and the love and support we receive has been overwhelming. So sharing the story publicly was a big step. Why? So you can make money. That was the reason. So you can make money. The funds raised here will go directly towards medical care, specialist visits, hospital costs, and an ongoing treatment my daughter needs for her condition. See, the problem that I got, guys, with this is all the families out here that are suffering, that have no help, no one to turn to, no insurance. You know how many people have no insurance? None. And they're struggling, suffering. But for some reason, in her situation, it takes top priority. Everybody else's situation don't matter. So if I was to come online and be like, hey guys, my kids is going through this, I need this, y'all won't care. That's what I'm trying to show you. And it's like, it's so rigged. I'm like, it's crazy how people could come online and do this and people fall for it. And in most cases, they already have the insurance. They already have the money. They already have people that finance everything already. But they got to make some money on the back end with it. So she says, getting her the specialist and care she needs, including a top pediatric program. Your support helps keep our home stable, the bills paid. Do you see? Do you see? Did you get that? It went from, watch this, guys. It says the funds raised herein will go directly towards medical care, specialist visit, hospital costs, and an ongoing treatment my daughter needs for her conditions. So right there, you're thinking, oh, all the money is going towards medical. But then as you continue reading, it goes on and it says, your support helps keep our home steady, the bills paid, and my 3 girls cared for while we get through this. Well, where's the father? Because she got a divorce with the father, and based on all my research, the daughters were with the father. So where is he? Why you don't ever see them as a family? Why you don't ever see the kids? Why you don't ever see her in her house with her children together? You never see this, guys. You know why? Because I don't believe the story. I don't believe it. Because now we know where the money's going. Your support helps keep our home steady. The bills paid. So the money that you guys are donating, thinking that it's going towards the child, it's going to pay the bills. I mean, all she had to do is just come on YouTube and say, hey guys, I'm struggling to pay my bills. So I'm setting up a GoFundMe. Because your bills should already be paid by your YouTube. How was your home? Your support helps keep our home steady. Shouldn't your home have been steady before? Shouldn't your bills have been paid before? How many of you struggling to pay your damn bills? How many of you struggling to pay rent? How many of you are grinding, busting your ass every damn day trying to pay your bills? You gotta figure out how you're gonna put food on the table, how you're gonna pay your car note, how you gotta deal with all this shit, and you got people that come on social media, set up a GoFundMe, they're already making money, and gonna tell you that the GoFundMe is going towards keeping their home steady, keeping their bills paid, and my 3 girls cared for. So now it's no longer about the daughter that's sick. Now your 3 girls cared for? Where's the father? Because notice she said 3 girls. Let me break this down for you because you may not know. 2 of the girls is from the man that she had the divorce with, her previous husband. The new girl, the new daughter, is from the new man that she recently had, which I don't even believe the man is with her anymore. So basically, you're paying her bills. You're paying her bills, her lifestyle. Do you know where Melanie King lived? Come on now. Do you know where she lives? I don't know why this person says, Ringo, I like your content, but we gotta do other races like this too. What are you talking about? We gotta do other races like this too. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We gotta do other races like this too. What kind of sense of, what are you talking about? It's like black folk don't like accountability. It's like they're entertained if you talk about a white person. I'm not talking about nothing that don't make sense. I'm talking about this topic. Why don't you go find a white person and talk about them? I don't know what they're doing. I can see what I see on social media. People are always trying to, listen, people are always trying to change the topic because I'm cooking. They don't want me to cook. So you're basically paying her rent, her bills, when you got bills to pay. I thought the money supposed to be going to medical bills. None of that money should be going towards no bills. She's supposed to have a man. She's supposed to have an ex-husband who should be taking care of his daughters financially. Also, a new baby daddy that she recently had a child with. Where is he to take care of his daughter? See, a lot of y'all be looking at this YouTube stuff and y'all be thinking people perfect, but y'all don't know what goes on behind the scenes. A lot of these people, man, they live in fake lives. They're making you think that everything is good. They acting like they're rich and famous, but they're not. I'm one of the only ones that keep it real, man. I keep it real with my viewers. 100%. I be telling y'all all the time, I'm going through my own struggle, my own situation, and I'm just trying to stay positive and keep my head afloat and have mental clarity to get through. You know? I'm not one of these fakes that come online acting like everything is perfect. People out here living real lives, going through real struggles. And yet, this woman is setting up this GoFundMe so you could pay her bills. That money's supposed to be going towards the medical. But now here's the kicker. Where's the receipts of the medical bills? How do you know that it's sufficient funds? Watch this, gang. Watch this, gang. You ready for this one? You ready for this one? Put a 1 in the chat if you're ready for the truth. Put a 1 in the chat if you are ready for the truth. You ready for the truth, gang? Let me see what we got. We got ones. Okay. Let me get you the truth. Give me a minute. Watch this. If Melanie King's daughter, watch this. If Melanie King's daughter has a condition called FND, functional neurological disorder, her GoFundMe goal of $90K is not enough money. It's not enough money. You know why? Because based on the research, it says treating Functional neurological disorder, FND, costs between 5,000 to over 87,000 annually. Did you get that? Treating functional neurological disorder, FND, costs between, watch this, 5,000 to 87,000 annually. Now, keep in mind, it said 5,000 up to 87,000 annually. This wide range include direct costs, specialized therapy, clinical visits, and indirect costs, missed work, lost wages, out-of-pocket expenses dependent heavily on insurance coverage and the specific therapies required. The total cost to manage FND can be broken down by the following care requirements: specialized multidisciplinary programs, intensive rehabilitation programs designed for FND can range from 2,500 to 4,300 per week, depending on whether care is sought at a specialized regional clinic or through outpatient services. Also, physical therapy, occupational therapy, specialized PT or OT, focus on neurological retraining and daily living skills can cost between 2,500 to 3,000 per course of treatment, right? So based on what we are looking at here, guys, her 90,000 GoFundMe goal would not be enough. That would not be enough. She would have to set a GoFundMe goal of $5 million to really have a cushion of, okay, this is how much everything going to be. But what you need to know is you need documentation. Guys, I'm not emotional. When somebody set up a GoFundMe like this, you, the donor, should be demanding documentation. I need documentation. If we're going to fund something, we need to make sure that this is actually happening. Because I am so tired of people starting GoFundMes and they're enriching themselves. Like they're going through something. And rather than just telling the people the truth, like I can't pay my bills, my house is in foreclosure, I'm struggling, I've been living above my means, I live in a neighborhood that the house is $6,000 a month, I'm really down and out, I'm behind on my bills, I got 5 cars that I'm paying for. Rather than just being honest, they'll come online and they'll give you a story that may have some truth to it, but at the same time, they're trying to get some money on the back end. You know? Yeah, that's right. Show the documentation. And that's all I'm saying, guys. I'm trying to make people be smart, because she could be telling a real story, but based on what I know about Melanie King, I don't trust her. She over dramatized things. I know the real Melanie King, gang. She can't fool me. Can't fool me one bit, guys. I've seen her on camera fake crying. I've seen her on camera lying. I've seen her on camera manipulating. When Kevin Samuels died, man, she was being very angry on camera because people were questioning her. They was like, but weren't you with him? Like, what's going on? You know? And she got real pissed. Took down all those videos. I got all of them things backed up. I never trusted her. There is nothing about her that, in my opinion, is truthful. I'm just sharing my opinion based on what I'm seeing. I think that as the YouTube community, you need to ask for documentation, medical proof that this is going on, and the money should not be going into her bank account, personal bank accounts that's funding her personal life. That money should be going towards that child and the child only. This is why when I think about stuff like child support, you know, like how you have men that are dealing with baby mama drama, right? Back in the day, many years ago, I suggested, and I was the first person on social media that suggested that when it comes to men paying child support, one of the ways we can nip this in the bud one time so that men know where their money is going to, like when you get your check and they garnish your money for child support, one of the best ways is for that money to go into an account where you can go online and see what's being done with the money, and your baby mama, ex-wife, whatever, there's a card that she's able to use. The card can only be used for the child. It can never be used for personal things for her. Everything is for the child. And you're able to see it on the back end, meaning you can go log online, look at the account, and know what your child is getting with your money. That way, even though your paycheck getting garnished and your old lady taking your money, you won't feel no way because, hey, the money is really going towards my baby. Meaning everything that I'm seeing being bought is going towards the child. You see what I'm saying? And not to her. Because a lot of times what these women do is they take the money, go get their hair done, go get an iPhone, go do this and all this goofy stuff, and the child looking dusty and pissy. No sneakers, living in horrible conditions, don't have a decent mattress. Like, what the heck? I'm giving you all this money, and you ain't even taking care of the child. So I feel that with that same idea, the same thing should be done with the GoFundMe. If somebody started a GoFundMe, a fundraiser about a child that had some sort of medical condition, the funds through GoFundMe, through their policy, it should never go to a personal account. It should go to an account that is affiliated with the medical process so that all funds go to its designated area. That way, Melanie King don't get to touch not $1. Similar to insurance. You got your insurance. All you got to do is give that to the hospital. They deduct whatever, and you don't even have to care about nothing because you got insurance. Same thing. But if you just randomly sending $5,000, $2,000, all your money, and you don't even know where it's going, and she just said in the GoFundMe thing that, hold up, your support helps keep our home steady, the bills paid, and my 3 girls cared for. So she's alleging that her 3 girls live with her. So my thing is this: if her 3 girls live with her, because this is what she's alleging based on this, if her 3 girls live with her, then what I'm trying to figure out is, how does she have time to be a full caregiver to the child that needs medical and specialists if she got other children to care for? How does she have the time? And where are the baby fathers? Because she recently had a baby with another man. Yes, she did, guys. She recently had a baby with another man, and for whatever reason, I don't hear nothing about that man. How come we don't see that man on video saying, hey guys, I'm Melanie King's man. We're really going through the struggle. You don't see none of these men around. It's like they disappeared. And for some instances, sometimes the man might be there, but in order to play this game, to get the sympathy from the public, you can't show that man. Because once people see the man, they're going to be like, well, what the heck he doing? Because, as men, we don't get no support. Like, I could be doing something and need help, need support, sound the alarm. Nobody want to support me. Nobody want to support the work, But if a woman stands up and says, hey, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, please come through and save me, a bunch of men will come through, hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chats, hit everything they need to hit in order to help her stay afloat. Because, again, She just had a child, guy. I don't even know how old the baby is, but I know that the baby got to be young. Probably like 1 or 2. So that's a baby. How she got time to be running around with her elder daughter if she got a young baby at home to care for? Who's taking care of these kids? And people don't want to think about that. Instead, they just get mad with me. I'm always the easy target to get mad with. Nobody want to look at it for what it is. Nobody don't want to think and consider what's going on. Give me a minute. I'm doing something here. Nobody want to consider what's happening, fam. It's really sad, man. Really, really sad. But I'm going to review her video. I want you to hear a little bit. I'm going to play a little bit just so that you guys can hear some of this, because it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, guys. Absolutely crazy how people can't see through the nonsense, man. And I try to make people see, but it's like they don't want to see. They rather just give all their money and blindly follow something that makes no sense. I'm going to put my Cash App in the live chat. I'm going to see who's going to support the work. Who's supporting the work? If Melanie King can come online with a story and get paid $82,000, and yet I'm over here doing this commentary to break this work down to make you see what's going on so you can use your brain. Let's see how much people support that Cash App. Let's see how many people are going to reach down their bowels of compassion and support Ringo TV's efforts. Because it seemed like nobody's smart today when it comes to these fundraisers. When somebody come online claiming that their child has a medical condition, you need documentation. You need documentation. If I come online and I'm like, hey guys, one of my daughters is sick. I'm setting up a GoFundMe, X, Y, and Z. I need to provide you documentation, fam. Documentation. We're not talking about anything that violate the HIPAA law and all that other type of stuff. We're talking about just basic proof that this is really real. And you need to know that your money is going to where I said it's going to, not to me, so I can go buy a car. You need to know where the money going, because I'm tired of these people hustling the people, and it's going to their personal life, man. If you want money for your personal life, just say it. Come online and tell people you're struggling. Tell people you're going through. You made some bad financial decisions, and it is what it is. Because the last time I checked, the majority of people that are viewing this content, people that are in the real world, you got your own personal struggles that you go through. Everybody got a struggle they're going through. Everybody. Some of you got to literally cry when you're at the supermarket to shop. Some of you don't even have food in your fridge. Some of you work, have a good job, and no food. You have a decent job, can't hardly afford to buy food, man. Got to pay that rent. Struggling. It's like, what am I going to do? So all you live off of is Roman noodles, peanut butter jelly sandwiches. Here and there, you might treat yourself to something and whatnot, and you get by. You got enough money to pay your car note, your insurance, and it's a struggle every day. And yet you see this woman come online, $82,000 to get off the GoFundMe, over $50,000 in Cash Apps, PayPals, Super Chats. Then you got the YouTube check. Come on, man. You greedy at this point, man. Be honest with the people, man. Be honest, man. I'm going to play a little bit of this, fam. I'm going to play a little bit of this thing here. And I know some people that know the real Melanie King, you know what's going on, you know? Because I see through this, and I want you people to stop donating and make her cough up the info, because she was acting like, oh, I didn't want to really come out and tell you guys. And I'm saying, first of all, why are you even telling us this? You know? And then she plastered her daughter's face on GoFundMe. I'm like, why would you even do that? Why would you plaster your daughter's face on GoFundMe and exploit her for cash? Man, don't do that type of stuff, man. If you know your daughter going through something, why would you put her face on social media? Why would you do that? You're supposed to be protecting her innocence, not putting her out there. Because if you're being honest, just tell the people the truth. Blur her face out. Don't put her out there. Because here's the situation. Is it a life or death situation? Let me look it up. Let me look it up. Give me a minute. Let me see. I'm trying to see if it's a life or death situation. Da, 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 da. Where we at? Where we at? Oh, the GoFundMe. Let me look this up. Because to be honest, guys, and this is just my opinion, when I was listening to her story, it almost sounded like if her daughter already done passed away. That's how it sounded. It really sounded like that. It says F F FND itself is typically not life-threatening or directly fatal. It is a brain network issue where the body's nervous system fails to send and receive signals properly, rather than a structural disease, because there is no damaged tissue. FND does not progress or damage the brain. However, the condition can be highly debilitating. Immobility risk, severe symptoms such as paralysis can cause indirect complications similar to those seen in stroke patterns. Mental health impact, uh, the distress of living with unpredictable symptoms like non paralytic seizures or chronic pain is severe and can lead to serious mental health struggles. Now, when we look at all of this stuff here, guys. Oh, here's a good one. Let me see if I can do this. Because I'm trying to get down to the bottom of this. I'm trying to see if this is. Let me see. Let me see. Give me a minute. Okay, so it's not. Trying to find out more things. Because it's saying here that family clustering. Many people with FND report having multiple family members with the condition or experiencing similar unexplained symptoms. So I'm trying to see if this is something that's passed in the family. Because like I said, when I look at Melanie King, guys, and I see how she interact, I always known that something wasn't right. Something was not right. Even when she went through her divorce with her husband, it was almost like he left her because of some sort of condition she had. And he couldn't deal with it no more. Because it was a big mess on YouTube. And she got online crying and begging and pleading that she don't know what to do. And that is when she ran into Kevin Samuels. And Kevin Samuels told her to, I guess, come on into the black sector of YouTube and do reaction videos. She wasn't doing none of that type of stuff. You know? And then she blew up, got a lot of subscribers, and she forgot about all these other YouTubers she used to collaborate with because she started making a lot of money, which is typical on YouTube with a lot of these creators. Once they start getting to that real money, they start feeling themselves. They forget where they came from and whatnot. And now that she's dealing with this, I don't see none of those YouTubers interacting with us. So it's almost like they don't even care, you know? But let me play some of this video. Give me a minute. Let me set this up. Because I want to know what your thoughts are. Because I'm going to do a full breakdown of this. I'm going to do a full breakdown of her video. Because I want to know, is she acting? What's going on? Because I looked at it, not the whole video, but I kind of skimmed through it. And it's poor acting, man. She was over dramatizing everything, man, to get the people to be to sympathize with her. So let me play a little bit of the audio, guys. Check it out.
Hey guys, so I'm back, sort of. I have been gone from YouTube for over a month now, and there's been a lot that has been going on. Some things I can't talk about quite yet, but I will. I will when I can. But the main thing, and many of you know this because I've mentioned my daughter being sick, my oldest daughter, who is 15, and I talked about it just a little bit, but not much. And so I wanted to talk about that because sorry, I'm sorry if this is slow or.
See, the issue I have when she made this video, fam, is this. She recorded this. So when you sit down in front of your desk, because she sat down in front of a desk, in front of a camera, put on makeup, got her hair done, all of this stuff, lipstick, to talk about something that's supposed to be serious about her daughter. I cannot take her serious. I cannot take any woman serious talking about her child and she comes on camera decked out. You're supposed to come on camera regular and just share your truth. But when you present yourself like perfect, and I cannot deal with that. That to me right there, you're being fake. A real woman that is going through something with her child, she's coming on camera anyhow. She don't care about how her hair look, makeup. She don't care nothing about that because your baby is sick. You know what I mean? But I'm not buying her story, fam.
Shaky as just. I have to talk about it because I've just kept it to myself and I haven't shared how bad it's actually been. Like I said, the main part is my daughter being sick. So outside of just her being sick, I know God is leading me to talk about this because I know without a doubt other families are suffering, other people are suffering, and may need answers that I did not get for 2.5 years. And it has been.
Did you hear that? Listen to that part again, guys. And again, I'm gonna break down this whole video. I'm gonna sit back. We're gonna break down this whole video because I want to know the truth. Listen.
Years.
Hold on, wait. Hold on. Okay.
And may need answers that I did not get for 2.5 years.
For 2.5 years, she says she haven't gotten any answers. So this story is not even new. This is not even a new story, guys. Because she said for 2.5 years she haven't gotten no answers to what's going on with her daughter. So why did she make this now? That's what y'all gotta peep.
And it has been literal hell. But God is good because what I thought would be the worst ended up being the thing that finally gave us an answer of what she actually has. So, for the past 2.5 years.
For the past 2.5 years. Did you get that? Not today. For the past 2.5 years.
My daughter, in around December of 2023.
Yes, she's reading a script. I'm glad you caught that. Definitely reading a script.
She came home from school. We had to get her early from school, and she felt extremely nauseous, and her stomach hurt really, really bad.
She said we had to get her from school, which means her and somebody else. Not I had to get her from school, we, which means there's a man somewhere. So why that man is not on camera sympathizing with her?
Horrible. And then she was having like blurry vision. I mean, guys, it was just like, took her to school in the morning. She was fine. Then all of a sudden this happened. So I'm thinking maybe it's just, a stomach bug, a flu, or something like that, right? And then in a couple days she got better, kept her home, but no, it persisted. Like it would not stop. She couldn't like eat.
I'm not buying the story, guys. Just off of that little bit, it's like her telling us all of that, it don't even sound real. You see what I'm saying? So this is not something that just started today. This we're talking about over 3 years ago, guys. And she's now monetizing her daughter. Got the ads on the video, ranking up the money. She's asking for prayer now when this started 3 years ago. This is crazy, man. Let's listen to some more.
And this is a girl who's a foodie, right? Watched cooking shows, been cooking since she was like 6 years old. Like she's like a true foodie. And
How could she be cooking since she was 6 years old? How could she be cooking from when she was 6 years old? Please explain that.
like it was like a persistent, constant nausea. And then if she tried to eat, it would just be so much pain in her stomach on top of the pain that was already there. So
she's playing on your emotions.
And this is an important detail I wait about giving out, but it's important because someone may have the same symptoms and it doesn't seem like it correlates.
So she's basically wanting to, she want you to believe that she's telling you this story because one of you may have the same type of symptoms. Nah, man, this is a money grab.
she was 12. Her birthday is Christmas Day. So this started in December. She was
Now
12.
think about that. Christmas Day, Christmas time. How sad, right? Oh my goodness. Child struggling, suffering, and it's Christmas time. That's gonna make everybody feel sorry.
13 that month. And she had began her monthly cycle around, like 11, and it had been like consistent, right? No problems. But then all of a sudden, she had a cycle that lasted, and at that same time, it came at the same time, that lasted like 2 weeks.
Why are you telling us about your daughter's cycle? Why are you telling us about your daughter's cycle at the age of 13 or whatever the case is? Why are you doing this on social media? This is diabolical. This don't make no sense.
And then it stopped. And then probably 3 days later, another cycle began. And it was just like constant, like, and we had never seen anything like this. And so, and she also was so constipated, like,
See, all of this is personal information that nobody on social media supposed to know this. Nobody don't supposed to know this information. You come online telling people about your 13-year-old's cycle. That's nobody's business for you to even do that. You keep that stuff in house. You keep that indoors. Just get to the point of your story. You don't got to go. There's a way to explain a story without going into that detail. You get what I'm saying? Like, this don't make no. It's like irresponsible, fam.
she could not use the bathroom for, I want to say, over 3 weeks. Like, and
Do you see what I mean? She's telling the public that her daughter couldn't use the bathroom because she was constipated for 3 weeks. That's nothing to come online to tell strangers.
I'm not kidding you. And so as these symptoms grew, I started taking her to the emergency room. And I remember the first emergency room we were in, waited there 8 hours, right? And she's just out of it, like just in pain, nausea, all of that, haven't been able to eat, all these things going on. And we end up being there like, oh, for 8 hours. We didn't know when we were going to be seen, so I took her to another hospital, children's hospital, in the middle of the night. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and they put a blanket on the floor, and they allowed her to have like a little, not a full room, but kind of like the triage place to lay down there. And I just laid on the floor, stayed with her.
You see how she's acting?
And so we ended up waiting there, and then we didn't know when she was gonna be seen, so I had to go to another hospital. And then finally she's just like, "Mommy, can I just go home?" It was like traumatizing to her just having to keep being at these hospitals waiting. And so took her home. We're just hoping things get better, and then it just continues to get worse. And so finally took her back to 2 different hospitals, and finally one emergency room that was directly tied to another children's hospital. They ran all these different tests on her in the emergency room, and they ended up admitting her. And what was crazy is that they did so many tests and they could not find anything wrong.
She's storytelling, guys. This is it's a clear-cut case of acting on social media. Now, again, she comes from a background of acting because this is what her and her daughters did on their YouTube channels back in the day. Melanie King and her husband and her daughters were mega YouTubers racking in millions of dollars, millions of views on YouTube. Those channels are still up. I believe the husband have control over those channels, or maybe nobody have control over those YouTube channels anymore. Because for whatever reason, something happened and she was kicked out and she was unable to make money from it no more due to the divorce that she had with her ex. I covered all these videos. So I know the real Melanie King. I know who she really is, right? Um, Even down to the point where what you see today, like when you look at Melanie King, that's not how she was. Some of y'all probably like, what do you mean? Okay, let me explain this. You see, like how when you look at Melanie King today, that is not how she originally looked. Again, those of you who know, you know, because I already did all the videos about this, because she had operations done. She went under the knife and uh, did all sorts of stuff. We brought out all the receipts on that, the original photos, what she was like, and so on and so forth. The wedding with her husband, all of that stuff. We brought all of that stuff out, and trust and believe she know who Ringo TV is too, because she don't like people like me. Because we talk, we share our commentary. But what's crazy is when she talk about other people, it's okay for her to talk about other people, but it's not okay for me to talk about her. That's the thing about social media. It's like YouTubers, they believe they could talk about everybody, but if you talk about them, it's wrong. Nah, it's fair game. Everything is within guidelines, you know? I'm looking at this story and I'm trying to get down to the bottom of why is it that after 3 years she want to come online to tell you guys that she need GoFundMe money, super chats, cash apps, Venmos, and all this other stuff for a child that been struggling for 3 years. And just last month, Melanie King was making a bunch of videos making money. So how come she wasn't being a caregiver last month? Something happened in Melanie King's personal life that she's not telling the YouTube community. And I feel that the situation with her daughter been going on, and she's just now trying to use it as content, in my opinion. I think she's using it as content in order to maximize profits, which is actually diabolical. You should never do that. I would not do that. I would not come on YouTube talking about my daughter's menstrual cycles and all this other stuff. I would not be doing that goofy stuff. That's crazy. You know, if she's going through something medically, we're going to handle this stuff behind the scenes. And maybe there might be some people on YouTube that I communicate with. I might tell them, but to just come out and start talking about something that's old news and you want to talk about it now, that tells me that she's going through some sort of financial situation. And rather than her just telling the people, like, look, guys, I'm struggling financially. I've been living above my means. I'm really down and out right now. I'm not getting the type of money I usually get. Just be honest. Instead, she created a story. And again, if you know the Melanie King that I know, you know that she have acting capabilities. Melanie King acted in many videos on YouTube, doing family shows and stuff where she would act. So she knows how to do this stuff. You know? Yeah, she's divorced. Her husband, based on my research, divorced her. They separated, and I don't know who had full custody of the kids, but based on all the facts and everything that came down the pipeline, those kids were with the husband, the ex. she pretty much was doing her own thing. And she found a new guy, a fitness guy that was into some fitness stuff. And for whatever reason, let me see if I can pull this up. Give me a minute, guys. Give me a minute. See if I can pull this up, get this information. Um, Shout out to everybody that support on the Cash App. Shout out to everybody that's contributing to the show. I want to see something that I didn't even think about, but I'm doing this research live because this may come in handy. This may really come in handy for what we're talking about right now. So let me see if I can pull this up. Give me a minute. Okay. I'm on Melanie King's Instagram. I don't see the man that she was with no more. I don't see him no more. Let's go to her YouTube. Let's go to her YouTube because I'm trying to find the receipts. I'm trying to find exactly what's going on so that we can get more info. It's like I said I'm going to do a whole full review of that video. I might as well I do it here, right? I guess I should just do the video here since I'm doing it already, right? Make it a one-shot deal. But let me go through. Oh, so she also made a community post. What? This is crazy. So she made a community post 3 days ago saying, I had to call an ambulance to rush her daughter to the hospital. Please pray. Why are you telling people that? 3 days ago, let me look at the comments to see if people start donating money. She made a community post 3 days ago to tell everybody I had to call an ambulance to rush her daughter, she put the name Naya, to the hospital. Please pray. You already told them to pray in a video. How much more pray? None of those prayers are working. Why are you telling people every detail about what's going on? She turned this thing with her daughter into a movie. It got over 5,800 likes, 1,000 comments. 8 days ago, she set up another community post, right? I'm not going to show her daughter because her daughter, I believe, is underage, right? But she made community posts, right? Let's read it. If you've been trying to donate and it did not go through, thank you so much for trying. And I'm sorry, the donations came in so fast that Cash App and PayPal flagged my account because I don't use them often. So the easiest and most reliable way to help right now is through GoFundMe. And she put the GoFundMe link. Then she set up a PayPal. She says PayPal also still works for receiving. So if you prefer that, she gave you that link. She says, every bit goes straight to my daughter's medical care and keeping our family steady. Your prayers and your generosity have meant everything to us. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And she put a big old picture of her daughter to exploit her on social media, which she shouldn't do, right? Let's see what we got. Okay. 1 month ago, she made a post. When I tell you God is good, I mean God is good. Your prayers for my daughter were 100% answered. It has been 2 years of ER visits, specialists, medication, nothing worked. So she just confirmed, Melanie King confirmed a month ago in a community post that it'd been 2 years of ER visits, specialists, medications, nothing worked. Her GoFundMe is set at $82,000 that she received. I already did the research, and it says that that condition her daughter got cost between $5,000 to $87,000 annually. So she said for 2 years, ER visits, specialists, medications. So she been paying for that. Why she ain't paying through it? Why she's not paying it through her YouTube? So this been going on, guys. She's trying to reap the money back. She says that none of that worked, but she said that your prayers made her daughter better. If that's the case, why 3 days ago she said that she had to call the medical folks to rush her daughter to the hospital if the prayers worked? So it goes on and says, I thought we were there before, but for God, I had prayed and fasted, begged and cried for God to heal my child. I laid hands and cast out demonic spirits. Nothing worked. Why would you be casting out demonic spirits from your child who is sick? Why would you be casting out demonic spirits? This is what she said on her own community post. Let me take a screenshot before she deletes this, because this is crazy. This is crazy. Casting out demons from her daughter. I don't understand why would she say that. She says, when her health hit rock bottom, God's voice was loud and clear. Humble yourself. Notice she said God told her to humble herself. When her health hit rock bottom, God's voice was loud and clear. Humble yourself. My fear, pride, unbelief, grief, shame, and selfishness blocked me from sharing it. And now we have a diagnosis. We finally have an answer. And I know without a shadow of doubt, your prayers did it. So she wanted people to believe that their prayers made her find out what her daughter really had. No, the medical professionals are the ones who found that out, not your prayer. I'm tired of people just using God as a crutch, right? So let me see. Another community post she made. She says, I really need your prayers right now. My daughter is in the hospital. It has been the hardest battle of my life. Over 2 years of hospital visits, going to every specialist, and we still don't have answers. So she had to be paying all that time for 2 years. So this is not new. So her setting up that GoFundMe, fam, that's a hustle, because she's been paying for this the whole time. She says, my girls have been through so much. Their father abandoned them after my divorce in 2022. Wow. Guys, I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. And this is a lie, too. This is a lie. This is sad. Look what she put. Let me see. Where is it? My girl. Okay. Right here. Right? You see that? Their father abandoned them after my divorce. In other words, what she's basically trying to conclude there is that I'm not getting no financial support from that guy, so I need yours. Well, my thing is this, Melanie. Where is the current man that you had the baby with recently? Where is he? Is he in your life, your child's life? Because if he's not there, I don't want to hear nothing from you about these men abandoning. Nobody abandoned nobody. You're lying. She's lying, guys. She said, my girls have been through so much. Their father abandoned them after my divorce in 2022. Why are you telling people that? She says, my mother, who was their best friend, died last April. Why are you telling them that? This is too much for my baby to endure. I haven't shared any of this because I was scared to. There is so much shame, grief, and fear from the trauma of it all. She said, fear. How could you pray to God but live in fear at the same time? That means you don't have belief in God. She says, but this is a battle. I can no longer keep it inside. We need as much prayer as possible right now. Translation, we need as much money right now. That's the translation to that. Let me screen capture all of these posts. I gotta have all of these receipts before it gets deleted. I gotta capture all of this, all of these posts. I need all of this in my file because I don't like when people get taken advantage of, man. I really don't like when people use their kids and sicknesses and stuff. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. You know? So let me gather all of those receipts. So now, oh, this is what I was looking for. Let me see. Let me da 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 ba 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 da ba. Yeah, guys. Melanie King is no longer with that child's father. I can submit to you now. Melanie King is no longer with the man that she recently had another baby with. She's no longer with him because all the photos and everything, and I know who he is because uh, when she first got with him, we were able to get his social medias. We were able to get the images that she took. We got all of those images downloaded already. It's somewhere on a hard drive, but she took all of those photos down. Yeah, she's no longer with that guy. Anytime a woman break up with a man, she clean her social media of any photos dealing with that guy. And based on what I'm seeing from her Instagram, she took down all photos, everything with her and that man. Everything. She took it all down. Absolutely crazy. Let me see. Give me a minute. Because sometimes people make mistakes. Let me see if I could do this. Ba-ba-da-ba. Oh, I know what to do. Let me see. Where is it? Where is it? Sometimes people make mistakes, man. Because it looked like she took everything down. Yeah. She took everything down as if though her and that the guy never existed. She recently had a baby, guys, with some fitness guy. It was a guy that was working out all the time. And she recently had a baby with him. She had a daughter. And now, mysteriously, that guy is nowhere to be seen. But she wants you to believe that her two daughters, that the ex that she had the divorce with, that he abandoned the children. He never abandoned the children, guys. That's a lie. She's saying that in order to gain sympathy from the people. That's what she's doing. Absolutely sick. Um, Shout out to Nana World. Shout out to you for the $5 support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. I remember when you had the so-called passport bro situation going on. You were covering that particular story with those guys. And you notice how that same guy that we were both talking about, what's his name? Forgot his damn name. Who y'all know who we're talking about? That guy that was with the pedophile one that got arrested. Probably got to look up on that. I probably check your channel, see what updates you got on that case with the one that got caught with the underage kids. Um, no, not MTR. Um, the guy that was with the pedophile. Um, Man, what's his name, man? Well, yeah, Floyd. But the other dude that was his partner in crime. Floyd is the one that's the PDF file. The other guy, um, what's his name? That he always be traveling. Austin. Yeah, there you go. You notice how Austin quiet down. All of a sudden now he's doing stuff different now. Yeah, Austin. He quiet down now. You notice that, right? After all of those videos with all of that situation, he know what time it is. He got quiet. He trying to just be cool and lay low. Because he know people out here will cook him in a minute. But yeah, I want to find out what's the update on Floyd, because that dude, man, that dude was caught messing with them kids. I know he done. That's crazy. Overseas messing with underage kids. He's done. He probably all messed up right now. I'm gonna see what's going on with that topic. But let me get back to this video and play some more of this tape. I really want to do a whole separate live stream because I don't want to be holding the laptop. I want to really do a whole live stream and break down her video. But I'll listen to a little bit more. Hold on.
They put her to sleep and they put a camera down to look at her stomach. And I saw that she had like a little bit of gastritis, irritation, because that's another thing. She was having like this heartburn that was really bad. And they couldn't find anything. And then they referred her to adolescent medicine. So we left there with no answer. And in fact, because she was constipated, they kept thinking this could be a GI issue. Anything in your stomach, right? Or your gut, they think it's GI. So there is a gentle laxative, kind of like I would say it's like a supercharged Metamucil kind of thing, but it comes in liquid form and it's called Go Lightly, because they wanted to clear out her system after they did an ultrasound on her stomach. I mean, and they could see how packed up she was. So they started, and it was having her drink these huge cups she had to drink. I want to say they were going to have her drink. It was like a 2-gallon thing that she had to get through. So she's drinking cups of it, but it was just so much to keep up with. And it was making her nauseous having to do it, having anything, even water.
She's lying. I'm not even gonna play no more. I gotta do a full breakdown of that because I want to be able to have the video on the screen, clear as day, with me side by side, and I'm able to break it down so that the viewer is able to pick up on what she's doing, and we could watch her body language, her face, so we could see all the details to know that she's acting. She's dramatized. It's like an over dramatized story. Like there may be some truth to the story, but she's over dramatizing the story in order to make you feel like there's a call to action, like you gotta do something to help her situation. It's just something about this story that's just not. And it got worse as she kept going on and on and on. She started talking about her mom, her grandmother, somebody that recently died or something in April. And at that point, I'm like, listen, man, you're doing too much. It's like you want people to feel really bad for you. And the thing is, her situation with her daughter happened over 3 years ago. So it's not even like it's new. It's not even like it just happened. And She's basically trying to just make as much money as she can, and she's making it. Well, for this situation alone, I believe Melanie King probably garnered up about $200,000, man, in 9 days. $200,000 in 9 days. That's a lot of money, gang. Almost a quarter of $250,000, man, in 9 days, bro. That's crazy. That is crazy. And this is why I keep telling you, man, on YouTube, bro, and some of you content creators, you know what I'm talking about, man. I'm talking about the content creators that are in my boat, that do good content. You're honest. You speak on different topics, and it's like you don't get the views you deserve. You don't get the support you deserve. People don't really share your content, and you got to struggle to make videos, man, to earn $1, bro. And yet you got these particular people that come on YouTube, give a sob story, and make literally over $200,000, fam. Plus, they're getting a YouTube check. You know how much money that one video made, guys, from her platform? Guys, when I tell you that one video she made probably made her about $40,000. One video. $40,000, guys. And this is why I tell y'all all the time, man. A lot of YouTubers are big hustlers, man. Big hustlers. Big. And they come online and they don't care. They have no integrity. They will use their kids. They'll use dead relatives. They'll fake cry. Like in her comments, people are telling her, stop faking it. Stop faking it. Stop acting, poor acting. I already know this is a play. You know? What's this? Would you ever do an interview? I don't know what you're talking about. That's why I'm not even mentioning their name. I don't even know who you're talking about. Anyway, yeah. She pretty much, in my opinion, is going through a financial situation right now, and she's not being honest with the YouTube community. She's not being honest. You know? Let me see. Somebody said, Ringo, have mercy. We got feelings, cycles, and soft hearts. I don't know what you mean about have mercy. I'm not emotional. I'm a man. I think logical. And when I look at situations, my job is to speak on it. This is why fathers belong in the home with their kids. They're supposed to be a balance where you have the mother who is emotional, but then you have the father who is logical. When you blend the two, you have a balanced home. You know? I'm not with none of that emotional stuff. I don't care for none of that stuff. I'm not following no damn feelings. I'm talking about what makes sense. And when I see something that's not right, I'm gonna deal with it. And I don't see what I see here is a hustle, a play for pity. And in the process, she's able to make as much money. And in her defense, if anybody speak against her, they'll always look bad because it's like, who would talk about a person and their child has some sort of illness or condition? So if anybody speak against her, they automatically will be looked upon as a bad person. That's how they set up the play. Meaning you can't hold them accountable because if you do, you're a bad person now. You know? Just the way it is, man. Um, yeah, it's a lot of people that do that, you know. I don't know why they come to YouTube to exploit their kids, man. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they come on social media to do that. And she's making money, guys, a lot. The amount of views she get, making a lot of money. And I'm trying to figure out where all that money go. Melanie King should have a couple of millions of dollars sitting in the bank right now, based on all the views and the ad revenue and sponsorships and all that type of stuff earned through YouTube. She's supposed to have a bag, guys. So that's why when I see these, you making a truckload of money. She's not getting the views she used to get. So she fell on hard times. When you study her platform, now guys, I want you to peep game. I want anybody to do the math. If you go to Melanie King's platform, you click on videos, right? And then you click where it says popular. That'll give you the videos that had the most views. 4 years ago, her most popular video, 3.3 million. Another video, 2.2 million. Another one, 2 million. Another one, 1.8 million. Another one, 1.8. 1.8. So we keep going down the rabbit hole. All of these videos have millions of views. She was getting the Kevin Samuel numbers. And then something happened. She stopped getting those views. And it dropped from millions of views. And then it went down to 200,000, 300,000. And now when you look at the platform and you look at her videos and you go to the latest, you're seeing 26,000, 15,000, 13,000, 31,000. Those numbers for a platform that got 1 million plus subscribers is horrible. I would like to get the numbers. Her low end numbers, I'll be content with just getting that. I'll be content with that because I'm not greedy. As long as I'm able to pay my bills, take care of my kids, I'm good to go. I'm content. But these YouTubers are greedy. And what's happening is a lot of them live certain lifestyles that they go out of their means, out of their budget, and they're unable to pay for it. So that's why I'm saying her setting this thing up right now, in my humble opinion, is a play to get financial support to pay her bills. You know? Because the condition her daughter had started 3 years ago. And she said it in her community post that she had to go to specialists, doctors, therapists, this, that. Well, she had to pay for it, right? Had to have insurance, right? Okay. So this is not new. This been going on. It's just that she made it public now, and now she can monetize it. And that's sad, man, to monetize your daughter's condition for clicks and views. You should keep your daughter's situation in the background, man. Don't even talk about it. Just grind it out, make your money, and do what you got to do. What I feel, and this is my humble opinion, I feel that Melanie King really got tired of doing YouTube. Meaning, she's tired of making videos. Follow me with what I'm saying. There's a lot of content creators that this is not what they do. They really don't do this for real, for real. So after a while, man, they just get tired and they want free money. So they'll make up a story or over dramatize a story to give them some time off from YouTube. And it could be one of them things too, where she just wants some time away. So let me put this story out there, and hopefully I can make a lot of money off of this. And she sure did. She made a lot of money off of it, man. A lot. Um, let me see. You said, hey, Ringo, you keep muting ever so often. I don't know if that's happening. It seemed like everyone else is able to hear me. Let me see if I can hear myself on my own video. Let me see.
We have got to the point.
Hold on. You said you're all clear? Clear on your end? Let me see if I can hear myself.
We have got to the point.
Hold on. You said you're all clear? Everything on your end? Everything is good. Let me see if I can hear myself.
We have got to the point.
Hold on. Everything good.
You said you're all clear?
Yeah. It could be probably some issue on your end, possibly. Bad feedback or something with the internet. Right? Yeah, so I'm gonna do a breakdown of her video. Now, guys, again, her situation may be real, right? At the same time, even if it's real, the way she's going about it is wrong. That's my point. A lot of us have family members that are sick, family members that are going through things, a lot of people dealing with struggles, hard times, problems. But there's a way to do things without exploiting someone. Like she's exploiting her child, fam. You don't put your child out there. The minute I started hearing her talking about her child's cycle, I'm like, man, I'm done. We don't need to know all of that, man. We don't need to know all of that. And the story gets worse as it goes on. That's why I want to do a full breakdown, because I want it to be a live side-by-side breakdown where I'm just going to let her talk, and I'm going to kind of briefly interject. And if need be, I can stop the video and talk, but I want you to see her body language while I'm uh, reviewing the video. I want you to see her face, and I want to put her face close up on the screen so you can see what's going on. You can look at her eyes. You can see what's happening so we can know what's going on. I could always finish the video now, but I want to be on my setup with my good microphones. I want everything to be professional. All right, now I'm on my cell phone, so not that that's not professional either, but I want it to be very, very good quality for the viewer. You know? So I'm gonna do that, and hopefully we will be able to get the full story of what's going on, because I feel that she's just playing with everybody's emotions and running the numbers up, exploiting her child for personal gain. And that's wrong. That is wrong, to exploit your child for personal gain on YouTube when you already was making money and you gave no proof. You provided no documentation. We don't know where the money's going. I just can't stand how easy it is for somebody to set up something. I believe that GoFundMe, if somebody set up a GoFundMe claiming that it's for medical, GoFundMe should alert the person who started it that in order to go through with a fundraiser for medical purposes, GoFundMe need to have documentation of said condition, to verify that this is in fact a legit fundraise. Also, all monies accumulated for said person would be held by GoFundMe, and the only way it could be access is via a referral or some sort of documentation from the hospital that this is a bill, meaning this is what you got to pay, and then that document will allow GoFundMe to release those funds to said people. That way, not $1 touch your hand. Why? Because you're fundraising for medical purposes. There's a lot of people that fundraise for medical purposes and they don't got no medical problem. They use it as a gimmick in order to play on the emotions of people, man. You got to know the difference, guys. You got to know the difference. You know? So I'm going to get up on out of here. You said, no, I understand the HIPAA law. I understand how that works in terms of privacy and X, Y, and Z, but privacy goes out the window. She already told us what the condition is. Do you follow me? She's telling you all these details. So if we're going to go by the HIPAA law, then why she's telling us all of this stuff? She's told us all her personal business. At least that's what we think concerning her daughter. What I'm talking about is documentation that verify that this is what's happening so that you folks that donate money know that the money is going there. Also, with everybody that's donating money to Melanie King because of her daughter, are you willing to also donate your money to everybody else's families that's going through certain situations? Are you willing to do that too? Or are you only emotionally invested in Melanie King? You know, these are just things that you have to think about. Let me see. I just feel that this should have been something she kept off YouTube. You know, because it's not a life-threatening thing. So it's not like, oh, my daughter's gonna die. You know, when people, the way she's going on camera, it's like her daughter's dying. But I just did the research. It's not a life-threatening thing where, you know, you're gonna die. You know, but she's given that feeling, like the urgency that people need to support because this may be the end. You know, but the thing is, it's been going on for 3 years. So it's not new, but she's making it like it's new. That's where the deception comes in, because the average viewer that is coming to her page is thinking that, wow, you're going through this. I'm so sorry to hear this. But it's been going on for 3 years. So when she's fake crying, that's fake crying because it's been going on. That's not new. And I've seen many videos where Melanie King came online and fake cry for the camera. I've seen it. I got videos where she did this. So I'm not buying all of that crying stuff. I'm not buying that. People will cry for a YouTube check. You know? Said what time? What time I'm on later? Let me see. Well, it's 4. I probably go live probably around probably 9 or 10 p.m. because I know the video is gonna, I'm not gonna try to be on too long because her video is under 1 hour. So I'm gonna try to keep the video under 2 hours. The stream, I mean. I'm gonna try to do less talking, but you know me, I'm a reaction channel, so. But I'll do the video later on. It's not new, guys. It's not new. Her story with her daughter is not new. That's what guys, this is why I do my videos. So that people don't get misled. It's not new. All the proof is in her community post. She says she's been dealing with this for over 2.5 years, taking her daughter to therapists and specialists and hospitals and this and ERs and all this other stuff, and they were unable to do anything for her. So I'm like, so why are you telling everybody now? She want you to believe for 2.5, almost 3 years, she didn't know what her daughter's condition was. So every hospital that ran tests, they were all incompetent, and none of them was able to let her know what her daughter had. But all of a sudden, because you guys prayed, she now know what her daughter has. Guys, come on, man. She got people thinking that this just happened, and it didn't. It's been going on. Oh, you said she will take down those community posts? I believe so. That's why I took screenshots of them, because normally when I make videos about Melanie King, she start removing stuff, deleting posts. It's crazy, man, because they don't want to be found out, you know? They don't want the public to know that they've been misleading them. So they may hide critical information so that the public don't catch wind of what she's doing. I already know what she's doing. I already saw her video. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I kind of skimmed through it, and I kind of just let a few days go by. And I said, you know what? Let me talk about that today. Let me talk about it today. See what's going on with it. You know. But I'll break it down later on. I'll thoroughly break it down later on, because I want the YouTube community to be educated and smart when it comes to donations. By the pure fact that this started over 2.5 years ago, and her child is still going through the same thing, that tells me that none of those prayers work. None of them. None of those prayers work. So while everybody's in the comments on her page saying, I'll be praying for you, prayers up, Jesus is Lord, none of that stuff is working. You know? There's a lot of gullible people on social media, man. That's why a lot of YouTubers take advantage of them. I try to educate the community about all the scams, all the different schemes that people are pulling, but it's like they don't care. They love to watch people that lie. And then after a while, when they got, then they want to come back to my platform and say, yo, Ringo, you were right the whole time. I can't believe it, man. You were right, brother. And I'm like, it took you all this time to figure it out. I've been told you. You know? She could be broke because a lot of people live way above their means. There's a lot of people with a ton of subscribers. They make a bunch of money, and they squander their money on trips, lavish trips, cars, clothing. And then before you know it, the bank account empty now. And the money not coming in the way it used to. So now they start to panic. They start to be concerned about how they're going to pay these bills. And depending on where she lived, ain't no telling how high those bills are. You know? So I'm going to get up on out of here, guys. I'm going to go get me something to eat. And kind of straighten up the work area. And I'll be on later on tonight, probably around 9 or 10 p.m. And we're going to go live. We're going to break down that video in its entirety to find the truth, to discover. We're going to bring out all the receipts and hopefully talk about it and see what's happening. Because I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like what I'm seeing. Where's the baby fathers? And again, she recently had a child. That's what's so crazy. She recently had a child with another man after her divorce. She got with a new guy got pregnant again. And based on my research, she's not with that man no more, guys, which means she have a tendency of driving men away. A lot of times, women love to make the man out to be the deadbeat, the bum. But if your first husband divorced you, then you got with a new guy, got pregnant, and now that man is not there no more, you're the common denominator. Problem's you. These men can't be around her, fam. And it doesn't matter how she looked. You got a lot of women that they look attractive, but as a man, once you get around them and you start getting a wind of their energy, their attitude, various other things, you just be like, man, I can't deal with this, man. I'm out. I gotta leave, man. You know? So y'all stay safe out there. Peace and blessings to the mods in chat. Salute to everybody that support on the Cash App to keep the lights on. You know, I appreciate your support. We're gonna be back later. Make sure you come back in, guys, and tune in. You know, tell a friend and whatnot. And that's about it. So y'all take care. Peace and blessings to the mods in the chat. Caramel, Kimmy Kim, Forever Studios. Salute to everybody that's out there supporting the work. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.